Hey everybody, I'm Kathy.
Hey everybody, I'm Aaron.
This is a little weird.
And a little normal.
Nice to be back with you guys. How are you guys doing?
Definitely nice to be back. We're glad to have you back again. We had an interesting week. As you guys saw the last video we put out, was dealing with the situation going on across the whole world right now, with Will, Chris, so we touched on it a little bit, and got a lot of feedback, and it's a lot, still progressing with what's going on with that. Yeah. Well, what do you think about that? We just touched on it a little bit, we won't go, but just a little bit. What do you think about that? Where it's going right now?
Well, so far I think that, as expected, Chris has just done his humble thing and stayed apart and has pretty much, I think, tried to get out of the shock of the thing. And right. And I heard that Will has now gone on to a mental rehab because of his stress.
Wow.
So it's a win-win for him.
Right. Of course, he's in a position where he can kind of dictate what he does in his lifestyle. And, rehab for him, it's a show. Of course, it's just to say I went and I'm doing something about the problem. And, it's not a real rehab like we would really go to in real life. Real people go to when they have problems.
Blessed a person must be to act out on emotion, an animalistic person. Absolutely. and be rewarded by having people wait on you and not have to work and have just a free, and I understand that's great that he's able to do that. I wish we could all do that at times when we have stressful moments. But let's not forget the fact that he physically assaulted another person. And great. I'm so glad that he's getting the help that he needs.
Yeah. But it's a certain society of people that goes to what we deal with secret societies and people who are involved in Hollywood and untouchable groups of people. And that goes to show you that if you within that class of people, that you can get away with just about anything. We still see.
We already know that.
Men, of course, are getting away with, just because of power and who they know. And within that structure of Hollywood, the do's and the don'ts and the who you knows and the, who you don't know. Right. People get pulled and sucked in, and you see situations happen to where it's just like this. You got somebody who's been in Hollywood since he was a kid. Since he was a young man. You see bread in Hollywood. So you really think Hollywood is going to be against Will? He made them billions of dollars.
Pretty much.
Hollywood, he's made, let's not forget that. He's made billions of dollars for Hollywood. The Anchor's Rock. You see what I mean? So we're talking about money right now. We're talking about a financial status. We're talking about empowerment as far as socialism is concerned. Because that's a social thing. And social status we're dealing with. You see what I'm saying? That this is Will Smith and Jada. That's social. That's like Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's a social status. That's a statement. You see what I mean? We're dealing with so. I just think when we going into something like that, I'm not gonna be long, but we got to really look at why is he allowed? That why was he? Because if it was anybody else, he would have been arrested. If it was an average person, you walk up and stop somebody on the street, you're gonna get sued, then you're gonna get arrested. Okay, for they don't beat you up.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it continues to play out. For sure. I think that it'll pretty much be over with. Or, how fast people get over everything nowadays.
Absolutely.
Like, as soon as he gets out, this whole retreat, that's what I'm calling a retreat. It's basically just like to let this stuff just go on over there. We'll let this cool down now.
Absolutely.
We'll let you know when you can come back over. And I do know that I heard that Netflix had dropped him from doing a movie. So we'll see. There needs to be, and he understands and is taking responsibility. And I appreciate that about him, that he is taking responsibility.
Right.
And saying, bringing the consequences on. I understand what I did was wrong and I acted out of stupidity and emotion.
Right.
But like you said, we're not going to take up any more time on that nonsense.
Right, exactly. That's
unfortunate events. And again, I still think the whole thing was staged and we're still going on about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got something better.
Yes. Tell them what we're doing.
Versus today. Would you guys rather have the chip implanted in you or have your memory be removed from you? So would you rather have a chip put in you which dictates pretty much your conscience, which dictates your lifestyle, your money, where you know everything you know where you shop at, it's pretty much AI is pretty much running your life at that point when you have the chip, implanted in you. Pretty much, that's AI running your conscious being.
If you don't know what he's talking about, you should maybe if you're interested, leave us a comment and we'll do an episode about what he's talking about the chip that they are now implanting in people's minds. Neuralink, is that what it's called? I think it's called Neuralink. Yeah. But we can definitely do a podcast, a little episode about that part. But so, which one would you want? Would you want something that would hold more memory and would be able to, you could control everything aspect in your life with just your mind, or would you want to lose your memories?
I don't know. I don't want to lose my memory. I guess give me the chip, because I can't lose my memory. I got, you gotta think, you gotta lose your children, all the memories. I couldn't lose that, so I would say just give me the chip. In the end, I would say chip. Only because you gotta think all your children. You can't just think your babies, your mother.
I just thought about something.
Your babies, you can't just think about that. You lose all those memories, your parents. Everything, all of the good memories you have, the happy, all those moments are gone. Mm-hmm. Everything is gone. You start with, you have nothing. Or you can get the chip, still keep your memories, but they gonna see everything too. So you in the catch-22.
They see everything anyway.
Right, regardless. But I'm saying
they know everything already.
Everything more though. It's gonna be instantaneous.
Oh, absolutely, because like how like now where they have
cut your blood off, cut your oxygen off. Look, for real,
right?
Listen, I'm just saying where we going. Seriously.
Okay, so you said you would rather have a chip, and I hate to be.
I think I'd rather have a chip. I'd rather have a chip. Yeah, because I can't. The memories just because you got to think and you lose all knowledge. Like I said, of everything you know how to do, experiences. Everything, all the wisdom, information you built up to this point, you lose it all.
Right.
Everything. You lose all. Just think about that. So, I don't know.
So, I don't know how much time we have, but I'm genuinely going to say no chip for me, but that's just because, and I'm not trying to be, redundant or disagree with you, but it's simply because I feel like a lot of the time, we walk around, besides the memories of our children and our loved ones, we're really asleep anyways.
Right.
And
absolutely.
The knowledge that we learn in school and in this world is already programmed for us. So I don't want them to have even more control excuse me, of my mind than they already do have control of. So, and I also think of that's also like a, would you rather go blind or deaf?
Right.
And,
of course, neither one.
Thank God my children are still here. And so I can rebuild memories, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we do have pictures and videos and stuff. It would be unfortunate that I won't be able to have memories of my father and things because he's not here any longer. But
right.
But those are things also that I think that's just what our humanistic side wants us to think. And that's how they get you into that predicament of oh, I'm starting to forget things. I have amnesia.
Right.
Or I'm getting Alzheimer's or dementia. So let me get this chip.
Absolutely.
But I am I guess I can see it in a way for it to be in positivity, but just like our phones and technology, it's going to be abused and it's going to be
absolutely
used to a point where the government is using it for other things. And,
definitely.
I don't know, man.
No, definitely it is, and we're reaching that point. Right now you can see it. It's in the wrong hands already.
Yes.
So it's not like people have to say so, and we're being subjected to. Out here we don't have a choice, and they're doing it covertly. You know what I mean? And under the scope. So it's being inched in. You know, it's not that I'm giving you the full go.
That's how they do it.
Just bit by bit. It's not, absolutely.
Sneakingly.
Absolutely. And we just have to be careful, and I guess, you know, just make sure we're aware of what we, I guess, the rights we do have, you know, and try to hold those rights, you know, as
absolutely
dearly as possible, you know, seriously. And if you don't know your rights, you know, read them, you know, learn them. Seriously, you have to know, because they're being violated every day. Like, seriously, they're violating our rights every day. And, you know,
for sure,
if you're ignorant, you don't know that, and then you do nothing. You know what I mean? And I think ignorance is half the battle. In our neighborhood specifically, you know, when we talk about the poor black neighborhood or an impoverished neighborhood, like, it's the lack of information. You know, it's a lack of information. A lot of times we struggle, we deal with a lot of our pains and ailments. We just don't have the resources, you know, or the know-how to get the resources to get ourselves out of the circumstance and situation. So I think that, you know, like I said, not to get out of or off the subject, but, you know, when we're thinking about it in that aspect, and we're drawing it back.
That's crazy. We really should do.
Yes.
And I don't know, again, maybe this is way off of like what we would normally talk about, but when you just said that, I thought about how where I grew up is so completely different than here.
Yeah.
Like, the library here, yes, I say library in Tennessee. The library here is so tiny and just really sad looking. Like, I thought it was abandoned. And the one that's where I'm from, it's like 3 stories, and it's got elevator, and they have story time. It's so nice. And the opportunities that some people have, I think that in America we look at, this is so way off topic, but in America we still don't understand why people have opportunities that some people don't. Like, there's still this, like,
it's a gap.
Right. It's really because, well, you know, this person might be as smart as your son, but he doesn't have $45,000 a semester to go to that school, so he's not going to be in the same category. And it's really, you know, that there are, just in case you guys didn't know, there are some places that you can go that has free college. Everybody gets free college.
Right.
Everybody gets free medical care.
Canada.
And yes, it might be cold, and they might, I don't know, who cares? But they treat you more of a human being.
Yeah, here is, I mean,
free. Everybody gets free health care.
Don't get twisted. I'm not, you know, trying to crap on the U.S. But I'm just saying, you know, we have to.
We should all start at zero.
Yeah, man. We gotta do better, man. We all gonna be here. You know what I mean? Our families are here. Our kids gonna be here. And right now, it's a melting pot, and I think that people are waking up to that, and they starting to see it. Listen, it's not what they tried to make it seem like 20 years ago. You know, we living next door to each other. We going to work with each other now. Our kids date each other now. So it's not, you have to open up. Like, you're forced to have that conversation now. They're uncomfortable because your daughter, your son, your nephew is dating somebody, or you know what I mean? Your next door, your work. So you have to have these conversations, tough conversations, you know.
Right, but the bigotry and the racism is still out there.
Of course, but with each generation, I just think, and I know it's going to get better with each generation. It will get better. I know that for a fact.
Well, as long as we still have the families in charge that are in charge, I don't foresee it unless we have a complete unity of
hip hop. What's doing? I'm telling you, hip hop is bridging the gap, because that's what they hate. They hate to see.
Oh, you mean like everybody become a unity?
Because you have to. I mean, these kids who would normally have that reach, or you know, even be connected to some of these artists. You know, and where they come from and hear these stories are connected to them, and they hearing these stories through the music. You see what I mean? So their parents don't have that relation, but their children have that relation. You see, to Lil Baby and you see they have that relation. The music, they understand. You know what he talking about?
Right,
the parent looking like, who is this?
You
see, right. So it's a different generation in that hip hop. Right, it's always been a young sport. But even more so right now, it's becoming even more popular, and it's getting younger and younger, and it's even more so just entrenched in, everyday culture. It's, before, remember, it was abstract, it was, back then, but now it's everyday. Like Snoop is on, at the half, like it's like nothing. You see what I mean? So
Snoop does everything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just
literally
saying,
like
in
everything.
20 years, everybody's, great grandchildren gonna look like Drake. There's gonna be a bunch of Drakes running around. Really. You know what I mean? Because that's what's happening, and you can't stop that. Like you just, that's evolution though. If you want to go into something like that. Not that I believe in those terms, not of evolution, but that's just I'm using that word to describe.
You know what you're saying.
No, I'm just using that word to describe
generation of that.
The process.
Right.
Yeah,
there
I'm
you go.
describing the process. That's all. Yeah, I'm describing the process. That's all. Yeah, but I don't believe in the process of evolution. But I'm using evolution to describe process. Yeah, so just to be clear on that.
That's how white people. That's how we all came about.
Yeah, we yeah.
Well, I think that started so long ago that people just like. Here, I'm not going to talk about that right now. But I think it started so long ago that's the reason we have so many different shades of people.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's going to go back to that. Because we all.
Oh, you mean in the United States?
Yeah, absolutely. But all over the world, eventually it's going to be like that.
Eventually, you think so? I don't know. There's so many places still that we don't that are very exclusive.
No, I'm not saying remote
like,
places.
do you know that because I am a felon, I cannot go. I can't go to China.
That's crazy. It's not right. That's not right. But that's not. Like I said, I don't.
Not that I'm trying to go to China, but that's really messed up.
No, it is. They shouldn't do felons like that, and they need to change a lot of laws.
No, that was just like one place. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to pick on one place, but there are places that are very exclusive that are not exclusive, but you know what I mean. There's certain stipulations that what is that guy that we saw that was exiled from the United States for 10 years and now he's a senator?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You just seen him the other day on that show.
Exactly, I can't remember.
Oh my gosh. Cut that part out.
I cannot remember. No, it's okay.
but how amazing is that? This man, this man of color was, he went to prison.
Yeah.
He went to prison for years, and then you do know who he is because you looked him up.
I do know. I can't remember off the top of my head. You mean, was it Kwame?
Yeah.
You talking about, Kwame Kilpatrick. How dare you?
Yeah.
Kwame Kilpatrick. Shout out to Kwame Kilpatrick.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He went to prison, and then he went to, and then he got exiled for 10 years.
Yeah, man.
And then look at him now.
Absolutely insane, man. And that's another thing where, like I said,
but everybody, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody in America should start like that. Not so much as let's go to prison, let's go. But everybody should start at a squash.
Absolutely.
And then that way we all have the same opportunities and stuff.
Yeah, but I just want to say too that Kwame didn't do anything that other people weren't doing.
Mm-hmm.
He just happened not to look like other people. That's all because other people are doing it too. Believe it, still doing it. Believe it till this day. Even though the brother did time, it's still his record is dirty. It's people right now who are still doing it. You see what I mean? But they're not locked up. That's the problem and the issue we have. And I think that's unfair, and it happens within not just our culture. It happens within politics. Period. You know what I mean? And it's a dirty game. Politics is a dirty game, man. Especially when you have people trying to uplift certain neighborhoods. You have people looking up to people as figures. You know what I mean? It's a problem. In certain instances, and I think in that situation, especially with him, that was a problem. A lot of people looked up to him in a lot of instances, and I met him a few times. He was a nice guy. He was. I don't know the guy they were talking about he was, but the guy I met, he was always a nice guy, always smiling, shaking hands, anything he could do. Like I said, even within the city, as far as I know, you know what I'm saying. The people who know him, will say the same thing. So. Like I said, I think that people get the rep.
Okay, we're talking about somebody different.
Yeah, we're talking about somebody different. We must be.
We are talking about somebody completely different, my friend. We see this dude on Drink Champs.
Talking about Shine.
Yeah.
Shine. But no, unlikely. shout out to Kwame, because that's a real story. Kwame really got his whole. You got to look up that story, because now she didn't see. You really got to see that. Seriously, Kwame it's insane.
I will look that up.
It's insane, really, what happened.
That's all we do, guys.
I just think it was crazy. You can get it. It can go both ways, and people go argue, "Oh, but this happened with it. We did this." But I'm just saying that
Are you talking about the mayor of New York? I mean, Detroit.
The young mayor that was in Detroit. He didn't do anything that these other mayors not doing. This in other cities. See, that's my thing.
What was he doing? Lining his pockets?
No, I don't know what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what they accused him of, or what he was. It's certain thing he was accused of, and he got convicted. He was accused of. Now, do I agree with that? Once again, because I look at the whole, when we allowing the government to dump dope in our neighborhoods, well, we not allowing, but this is what's happening. We know this is what's happening. We watch Snowfall. Y'all see it. They put it on TV. You see, this is really what happened. The CIA, they really did that. So when we really looking at the scope of things, and we see who's really controlling, who is the puppet master, okay, and who is the beneath it with the strings attached. Brother Kwame, he was the one with the strings attached. He's not the master, the puppet master. That's above him. That's way above his pay grade. You see, that's why he went to jail. Because the ones controlling with the strings are the ones who are never going to see a day of jail. Those are the ones who are controlling him and mess his life up, and now has tarnished him and his kids. But this happens all throughout, like I said, politics. It happens all throughout. If we look at any industry that we are in and we involved in, we seem to always fall. And I'm not talking about just brothers, black people. I'm talking about people of color, period, Latinos as well. Women fall a victim as well. Look at the dirtbags we got in Hollywood. Harvey Weinstein, you're a dirtbag. What's the other guy that went over? I'm going around. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go long, but y'all got me started today. What's the other one that went overseas? That was with the 14-year-old girl. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But you know who you are. With the scheme, what was it? People, the Ponzi, with the Ponzi scheme. You know him, my man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Creep, dirtbag. I'm talking to him too. Listen, these guys.
I don't know who you are,
but
you're disgusting.
Yeah, absolutely. These are the guys that we dealing with. You know what I mean? Like we got to be looking at this, but we not looking at. See, it's not about color. We're talking about ethics. We're talking about moral. We're talking about standards. You know what I'm talking about? We talking about respect, in the end. This is what we're talking about. Treat people right. No matter what you look like. No matter what sex you are. No matter what creed you are.
I think that humans need to understand, or people need to understand that,
even, look, Bill Cosby, so dirtbag. You're a dirtbag too, bro.
But listen,
even
Bill. It doesn't
Bill's
matter, like...
Bill Cosby, no, Bill's dirtbag. I seen him on the thing
later.
At the hookup with your boy. From the Playboy joint. He was there. So if he was there with my man, bro, stop playing with me, man. Listen, y'all cats, Hollywood, I told you, y'all know, but listen, the Hollywood, they're not going to get away with that. Listen, I'm going to talk about y'all. See, they scared to talk about it. I'm not scared. You're on the right show today. You're on the right show. This is a little weird, little normal.
Babe, we can't do that. You don't want to talk about them.
I'm not going to talk about, all I'm saying is the people, for the people. Just know you came to the right place. Understand. That's what we deal with.
Yeah.
A little weird and a little normal. Hollywood, we know, is very weird, okay? Very, very weird, okay? In that place of, normality, there is none. Like I said, you can see Hollywood is a place where people feel untouchable. They really do.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm sorry, you guys. That's what I was going to say. I don't know if we have time today or not. Maybe we'll cut this and make this into a whole another one. But I think that people need to realize that, number one, we all think differently. So if you grow up, like Hugh Hefner didn't grow up the way that we did at all. He grew up very entitled, and so not to make any excuses for him, but sometimes you have to think, okay, so what causes this behavior? And like I do know that sometimes people's behavior is heritage. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
you know what I mean? Yeah. It's your mom might be the best person ever, but your grandpa might have been an alcoholic piece of crap, and that's just who you turned out to be.
Absolutely.
Might never even met him before.
Right.
But that's just who you are, and yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right, and that's the reason I think that we don't understand oh, why are things still going the way they are?
Right.
But it's because people are still acting like their ancestors. So let's just start acting like ourselves and not people before us and do better. Everybody can do better. Everybody can do better than they're doing right now.
Absolutely.
And then really, until we do better and become together, then they're only going to win.
No, absolutely. And like I said, I just, go to show you that that's what we work against. That's what we're here to talk about. It's the power structure. We're here to deal with that. We're not scared of that, subject. A lot of channels, a lot of people are scared to talk about that kind of thing, but not here. We're really here to bring the real topics to you, the real news, really get down, really get dirty for you in the grime, as far as the information. And we're just going to continue to get better and even get deeper with the subject matter for you guys, so we just really want to hit you guys real quick today and bring you really, an episode real quick. It was a few different things we hit y'all with today on the episode for,
Yeah, we wanted to make it shorter. Sorry. Yeah. We talk a lot and we both have ADHD and that's why we're all over the place.
Yes.
We really appreciate you guys for joining us.
Definitely appreciate
Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Would you rather have the tip in your mind and the government control you a little bit more, or take it out and just not have memories at all?
So that's your final. What's your final? Your final.
My final one will be I'll just regain. I'll just rebuild.
So you'd rather lose your
learn again. I had to learn all again. Yes, I would just learn again.
Okay, so lose your memory and
it would just be my memories, right? I would still know how to eat, talk, and stuff.
Yeah, it would just be all of your memories as far as
yeah, bro. I'm only 44. Let me regain some memories.
Okay, you sure?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Final answer.
Rather, like I said, give me the chip. I don't want to lose my memories after. Because the experience is different. You can look at it again. You can go watch the video, pull it up, and look at it. You can do that again. But the experience, being there, seeing my son being born, and it's just beautiful. I can't get that again. So
I was so high when I was having my babies on that epidural.
Oh my goodness!
I don't remember that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't forget those moments, man. I can't get that again. So I would rather just give me the chip. I live with the chip, man. Chip me. Give me 2 of them if I gotta lose my
You're silly.
Kids.
All right, guys. We want you guys to have a great rest of the weekend. We'll see you this weekend, and we love y'all. Have a good one. Love y'all. Peace.